Well, good evening and welcome to Zeems Park Corrimal. It's grand final time in the VB Challenge Cup between both unbeaten sides, the Thirroul Butchers and the Collegians Collie Dogs. This is Johnny Pett calling all the live stream action for Bar TV Sports as we see both sides on the field at the moment, just finalising the finishing touches on their warm-up. Today's winner takes home a beauty of a trophy, sits about 2 foot tall, along with a $5,000 winner's cheque. I'm sure will be handy towards the tail end of the season for one of these sides for their Mad Monday. The loser will go home still a winner with a $1,000 cheque. This should be an absolute cracker of a game of rugby league. As we touched on, both sides unbeaten through the pools of this pre-season challenge. The Butchers, they had a bye in round one, and their last two efforts, they've racked up 96 points, and in 160 minutes of rugby league, they've only had 4 points against them. Jared Costello's men have been super in defence and also in attack. And the Collegians boys, they're 3 from 3. They had victories over Wests, Helensburgh and Corrimal. None of those victories were really big margins, all tight tussles. So the Collegians boys, they've had a few wins in the pre-season, grinding away and ending up 3 from 3. In the pre-season VB Challenge Cup. We're running a little bit late here due to referees. We'll be getting onto the field in a few moments. We'll just go through the sides for today. The Thirroul Butchers at fullback, Blake Higgins. On the wings, Hayden Crosland and Tom Simpson. In the centres, Luke Dodge, Callum Tatua. In the halves, Ryan Fletcher and Jake Walsh. The front rowers, Damien Sirinen, and Joel Ruskin. The number 9 and the skipper, Joel Johnson. The back row, Luke Gallagher, Jay Gallagher, and locking the scrum is Jack Noble. The bench for the Butchers, Dane Clark, Jared Whitty, Riley Lord, Jamin Tiata, Mitch Lacastine, Ethan George, and Pat Rowling. And the coach for the Butchers is Jared Costello. And for the Collegians Collie Dogs, at fullback is Alec Reid. On the wings, Josh Constable and Andrew Bray. The centres, Saxon O'Neill and Brad Manton. In the halves, Jack Cross and Braden Hooper. The front row of Jake Woods and Josh Dowell. The number 9, Brody Rigg. The back row, Zach Hicks. Blake Phillips will skip at the side. Jared Thompson will lock the scrum. And on the bench, James Spencer, Junior Rockhour, Jake Sargent Wilson, Isaac Bowman, Jake Bell, Fletcher Winning, and Jared Nicholson. And the Collies boys coached by Nathan Fiend. It's been a wet day down here in the Illawarra, but the rain has eased off for this grand final, the VB Challenge Cup. The Thirroul Butchers just to the left of screen. They're still hitting the tackling bags. The Collies boys, they've gone back to the sheds to huddle up. It's a much anticipated clash, this one. Both sides have got a vast history, a wealth of experience throughout both sides. We'll be looking to adapt that on this playing field today. Zeems Park holding up a treat over the bad weather here today in Wollongong. It's nice and green. Looks like a good surface to play on as we see the Collies boys led out by their inspirational skipper, Blake Phillips. Got the 12 on his back today. We've seen him over the past few games wear that number 8. And a big change for Collegians is there's no Jared Boyle tonight. He'll be replaced by Jack Cross with the 6 on his back. We've seen Jack Cross wear 13, 11 and 12 throughout the last few seasons with Collegians. So a big loss for Collies to have that inspirational number 6 in Jared Boyle missing tonight. And for the Thirroul Butchers, they've got one man out, Michael Morris. He had a big game last week in that absolute thumping against Berkeley. He's out tonight, but the 13 on his back tonight, Jack Noble, will make a big impact. We've seen Jack come off the bench for Jared Costello and the Thirroul Butchers in this VB Challenge Cup pre-season, awarded with a starting stint today for his good work. He was enormous last week. Look for him throughout the middle to just toil all day. The Butchers last week, as we touched on, a huge victory over Berkeley. And it was led so well there by their skipper, Joel Johnson. Did what he does best each week and just finds metres out of acting half. And he's so dangerous close to the line. I thought last week Jake Walsh was absolutely outstanding for the Butchers, as well as their back rowers, Luke Gallagher and Jay Gallagher. The Collies boys, Brodie Rigg, look for him around the middle of the paddock towards the tail end of these quarters. So dangerous and picks his times when to run. They'll be looking to lean on Braden Hooper today, last year's reserve grade grand final winning halfback. He's been given a chance wearing the number 7 today with the absence of Paul Roberts. So a new halves pairing there for Nathan Feen with Cross and Hooper. As we see the Butchers lead onto the field by their skipper, Joel Johnson. So the Butchers, they will kick off to Collegians. The Butchers will run left to right on your screen. A nice crowd filling up on the western side of Zeems Park. A small crowd over on the eastern side near the scoreboard. Nevertheless, the tins will be flowing here at Zeems Park for the patrons on ground to witness this grand final. If you are at home watching all the live stream action, strap yourself in because this is going to be one ripper of a game. As we see the whistle about to go, and it has Luke Gallagher with the kickoff, and it is a nice deep kickoff landing on the 10-metre line. The Collegians trying to bring it out through their own area with a nice first up carry there from Collegians, brought down by Ruskin and also Sirinen. To the right, Collegians go to the centre of the paddock. They'll be told to play the ball 20 metres out from the try line. Brodie Rigg at acting half. Passes it on to the back rower in Hicks. And a nice first carry there for Hicks. A 10-metre carry there on the 30-metre line. Told to play the ball. They'll come back to the open side. There's Jared Thompson, the big lock forward. Collegians awarded the first penalty of the day. So the Butchers not square there at marker. And a bit of a let-off here to Collegians. We'll see Hooper kick for touch. And it's a good touch finder, a big touch finder there. Over the halfway line, onto the 30-metre line. So Collegians with their first chance here in the Butchers' territory. A big chance to post points. Onar, he'll tap the ball on his foot. Gives it out to Hooper. Hooper onto the front rower in Woods. Big Jake Woods. He'll take the first carry of this set for Collegians, about 22 metres out from the Butchers' try line. They'll continue to go left. Rigg jumps out of acting half, gives it on the Cross. Cross puts it onto the chest of Hicks. Hicks was nearly through. He's brought down 10 metres out. They'll continue to go the short side. Cross onto his centre in Manton, and Manton's met one-on-one in a big tackle there from Callum Tatua. Watch for that match-up today on this left-hand fringe. Collies back to the open side through their front rower, Dow. Dow brings it to the centre of the paddock. He's about 8 metres out, centre of the paddock. Riggs at acting half, options left to right. They've gone left across. Cross puts it on the boot, but it's well mopped up there by Joel Ruskin. And we've just seen a little mistake there from Ruskin as he's mopped that one up. So we'll come out for a scrum feed. Collegians peppering the Thirroul defensive line there. And Jack Cross with a nice little sneaky kick there, trying to look for a repeat set. He's come up with nearly as good as a mistake from the Butchers. Cross to feed the scrum, 10 metres out. Onar off the scrum. He steps left and right, trying to pierce the Butchers' defence. He can't. Gallagher's wrapped him up, put him on his back, 10 metres out. Rigg at acting half. Go to the same side through the skipper. Phillips steps off the right. They've brought him down in a two-man tackle there. 4 metres out. Collegians, can they post points early? Rigg out of acting half, looking for some space. Can't. Brought down. So dangerous that close to the line is Brodie Rigg. They're stretched out to the left, Collegians. Cross. Dummies. Goes himself. He's brought down. 4 metres out. The Butchers' defence. Up to the task so far. Rigg out of acting half. Skips. Dances. Brought down. Can't get through. Last tackle. One more shot for Collegians. Cross out of acting half. Puts the kicks through. But it's got a bit too much pepper on it. It's gone over the dead ball line. The Butchers stand up defensively. They'll bring the ball out for a 7-tackle set. Well, it was entertaining football. We're only 3 minutes into this grand final, and it's already been played at a frantic pace. Butchers through Thompson, Simpson. Simpson has the first carry of the 7-tackle set. They'll go to the right. Walsh onto Gallagher. Jay Gallagher, who was enormous last week for the Butchers at Gibson Park. He'll be told to play the ball. Johnson bring it back infield to Ruskin. The evergreen Joel Ruskin. A nice carry there from the veteran. He'll play the ball on the red stripe in his own territory. There's Sirinen. Big metres there from Sirinen, pumping those legs. Attracts 4 of the Collegians players. He's on the halfway line. Johnson to the left. Fletcher with that head taped up. Copped a bit of a knock last week and a little bit of a gash. He looks all good today. Higgins out to Dodge. Dodge is met there. Not much room for Dodge to work with there. The Collegians boys up on Luke Dodge very early. Last tackle goes to Fletcher. Fletcher tries to put it in between the winger and the fullback, but it's ended up in the arms of Reed. And Alec Reed brings it out over his 20-metre line. So a good set there from the Butchers. Collegians trying to find some metres out of their own area. There's a good carry from Constable. Constable brings it up to the 30-metre line. Brody Rigg comes up with an error there, an uncharacteristic error there from young Brody Rigg. Not like him to make errors, especially in his own area. So the Butchers here, they'll feed the scrum 30 metres out from the Collegians try line. So a chance here for the Butchers to post points first in what has been a frantic paced game. We're 5 minutes into this first quarter. We have 4 20-minute quarters today. Now the referee just telling Joel Johnson to bring the ball back. Fletcher will get told to, looks like it's Higgins to feed the scrum. Johnson at the base of the scrum. On to Walsh. Tatua's come up with an error. So there's 2 errors back-to-back there. One from the Collegians, one from the Butchers. And with this greasy ball out there this evening and these dewy conditions, we probably will see a lot of mistakes, but the message will be sent out from both coaching staff to really make sure they limit the errors between the two sides. They're such an open, expansive side, both of these sides, that have got so many points in them. We'd like to see that on offer today here at Zeems Park for this grand final. We turned the clock back to 12 months ago, and it was an entertaining clash in this grand final between Western Suburbs and Collies. West victorious on that day, 13 points to 12 in extra time. That was due to a Zach Green field goal, and I'm sure this one's going to go down to the wire as well. There's Rigg hitting the short side. Cross tried to give that face ball there. It wasn't read there from the inside man, so it's gone forward. And Blake Higgins mops that one up there. So Jack Cross, wearing the 6 on his back tonight, very heavily involved early in this game. Seems to be getting his hand on the ball on numerous occasions when Collegians are attacking. So good signs for the youngster wearing the 6 on his back to build a bit of confidence throughout this 80 minutes of rugby league. Walsh to feed the scrum, about 15 metres shy of the halfway line. They've gone to the open side. Crosland. He'll take his first carry of the day, and he's absolutely forced back about 10 metres from some very solid Collegians defence. The Butchers cramped in their own 30-metre line. Dodge, a nice carry there from Dodge, and earns his side a penalty. Just come back in off the grain there, Dodge. Seen the markers were offside. So Luke Dodge, nice vision there to catch the markers offside. So a bit of relief here for the Butchers. Fletcher kicks for touch. It's over into Collegians territory, about 5 metres over the halfway line. The Butchers, 6 tackles up their sleeve. See what they can do here. Last time they were camped down here, they came up with a very early error. They'll be looking to complete the set here with 0 errors. Collegians boys looking to stand up defensively and hold out this Butchers attack. Both sides impressive early in defence. Fletcher onto Gallagher. Gallagher steps off the right. Looking for a hole in that Collegians defensive unit. He can't. Brought down 10 metres over the halfway line into Collegians territory are the Butchers. They'll bring it back to the open side. Noble, a nice carry there from Noble, pumping the legs, attracting 3 of the Collegians players. Brought down 30 metres out. The Butchers. Johnson jumps out of acting half. Out the back to Walsh. Walsh hits Gallagher short. A nice ball there, but it's been called forward from the touchy. So the touch judge has called. That ball has gone forward. So through the referee, Mike, the referee has picked that call up from the touch judge. So a flat ball there from Walsh onto Sirenen picked up. So both times now that the Butchers have been attacking in Collegians area, they've come up with errors. So it's good pressure here from the Collegians defence. Jack Cross to feed the scrum. Onars will take the first carry from the scrum. Just ambles his way up to the Butchers defensive line there, looking for a quick play the ball. He's not going to get one. The Butchers laying on Onar while he's trying to get up. Rigg out of acting half, dummies. Tries to go himself. He does. Brought down by his opposite number in Johnson with the assistance of Ruskin. So Phillips scoots out of acting half, over the halfway line. The skipper trying to earn some metres for his team, leading the way as he always does, week in, week out. Blake Phillips again to the open side. Thompson, the big unit, tries to get the arm free, does, but he's come up with an error there. So a pass by Thompson that really didn't need to be thrown there. Thompson very well known for his second phase play there, but in these slippery conditions, it's going to be hard to pull that sort of play off tonight. So it's been a bit of a mistake-riddled 10 minutes of rugby league. 0-0 on the scoreboard in this VB Challenge Cup. Both sides undefeated throughout their pools to make their way to the grand final. Simpson with the first carry for the Butchers off the scrum, and a penalty awarded to the Butchers. So offside is the call from the touch judge, picked up by the referee. That a touchy on that eastern side, had his flag up there. Collegians a little bit too eager there to get up in the grill of Tommy Simpson, and a nice touch finder for the Butchers. That one will land about 35 metres out from Collegians' try line, as we see the ball boy just running up the hill to try and get the ball back to Tom Simpson. Simpson pass it back infield, so Dodge onto Gallagher. Gallagher pumping the legs, brought down by two of the Collies players. 30 metres out. Butchers, they'll be looking for a mistake-free set of 6. There's Joel Ruskin with a strong carry. 3 men onto Ruskin early. They're about 25 out now, the Butchers, centre of the paddock. To right to Sirinen. Good face ball there to Noble. Noble looking for support, but he's brought down. Jack Noble, metres from the try line. The Butchers on the attack. Walsh to Johnson. Johnson with a long ball to Fletcher. Fletcher goes to the line. Brings Gallagher back underneath him. Gallagher looking for space, but can't. Brought down 2 metres out. Then just left to the uprights here, the Butchers. Johnson, a long ball to Walsh. Walsh dummies, goes himself, steps back infield, looking for runners. Gets the ball back to Noble. Noble, another attempt at the try line. Brought down, 10 metres out, last tackle, centre of the paddock. They'll go to the right to Johnson. Johnson with a flat ball to Sirinen. Sirinen to dive over. Has he? Looks like he's got the ball down. No, he has been held up over the try line. So great attacking flair there from the Butchers, but how good has that Collegians defence been? Outstanding there. Collie's desperation defence certainly saving a try there. Collies bring the ball out to their 10 metre line to get themselves out of their own area. The Butchers with tremendous line speed there to shut down that play. That was Manton trying to get out of his own area. He's pushed back about 5 metres out from his own try line. Rigged to the short side. Dummies. Goes himself. He'll pick up 10 metres. A nice, cheeky little run there from the number 9. Back to the open side. Go Collegians. The front rower, Dow. A strong carry. Tries for a quick play the ball, but he's come up with an error. Oh, silly mistake there from Josh Dow. He was just too eager to get to his feet and play the ball, and he's come up with an error. These slippery conditions really need to take your time when you get to your feet to play the ball, because we're going to see errors like that all night if some of these players are too eager to play the ball. So the Butchers, they'll feed the scrum. 30 metres out from the Collegians try line, and another chance here to post points on the board. But can they crack this Collegians defence? It has been red hot early. Dodge with the first carry from the scrum. Met very well solidly there from the Collegians defence. They'll pepper the short side again, the Butchers. Gallagher with a nice strong carry. He's about 20 out. What can they create here, the Butchers? Johnson. Fletcher goes across field, picks up Higgins out the back. He'll dance back infield, looking for runners. Brought to the ground. 20 metres out, the Butchers. They're stacked to the open. That way they go through Ruskin. Ruskin with a little bit of dance at the line. Trips over there. So 15 metres out, Ruskin. They're stretched left to right here, the Collegians defence. The Butchers, can they post points? Tatua, he's got space. He's open. He's away. Callum Tatua scores in the corner. A great try there from the centre. Their number 4, Callum Tatua. Well, he rocked up to training last week. He played so well last week against Berkeley, and he's backed it up early here against Collegians with a great individual try. The Butchers 4, Collegians yet to score, but on the back end of a few silly errors there from Collegians, they just could not withstand the attacking pressure from the Butchers. Collegians' defence has been sensational early in this game. Something had to give. And that it did. It took a great effort there from the Butchers' number 4, Callum Tatawa, to just crab his way across field. He's got such unbelievable footwork there. He could bamboozle anyone with that step. That is what he's done up against his opposite number for Collegians there. And the Butchers, they'll score first in this game. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this grand final, the VB Challenge Cup, between the Butchers and Collegians. And Lukey Gallagher, he's only inches in from this western touchline to try and add the extras. So we see Gallagher step into this one. Looks really good off the boot. Really good, but it's just brushed the right hand up right there. The flags are waved away down at that southern end of Zeems Park. So the score will remain the Thirroul Butchers 4, Collegians yet to score. 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter of the VB Challenge Cup. Collegians to get us back underway to the Butchers. So Jack Cross with the ball, placing the tee, smack bang in the centre of the paddock here at Zeems Park to get us back underway. Cross with a nice kick straight down the middle of the paddock. It's fielded by Fletcher. Fletcher's knocked it back into his in-goal, so he'll have to bring it out of his own in-goal line. So Fletcher met defensively well by Collegians, pushing Fletcher back into the in-goal line. What a great tackle there from Collies. Well, Fletcher's come up with a little bit of a fumble there, pushed the ball back into his in-goal line, and he's looked up and seen a brick wall of Collies jumpers in front of him, and they've all banded together and pushed Fletcher back into his in-goal. So a bit of a coach killer that on the back end of points. As we see Higgins with a nice drop out there, looking for the green grass. It's found Cross, and Cross has given it back infield to the front rower in Dow. So Dow bring it back to the centre of the paddock. A nice carry there from Dow. They're 25 metres out, Collies. A big chance here to hit back on the scoreboard. They'll go to the right side through his front row partner in Woods. So the two props going 1-2 early in this set of 6. Riggett acting half to the open side. Reed gets the ball in hand. Out to Onar looking for the winger in Constable. Constable steps back infield. Scores in the corner. Collegians hit back. It was great work there from Saxon Onar. He really summed it up perfectly out there on that right-hand fringe, and he put his winger into open space on that right-hand flank. Josh Constable step back infield, slams the ball down. We're all level here in this VB Challenge Grand Final. It's 4-4 with 3 minutes remaining. Well, it's one of those things that can really hurt you sometimes, not completing your set on the back end of points, and we see it week in, week out, how costly it can be. The Butchers camp absolutely shocked down there in their in-goal. They can't believe that has just happened. Nevertheless, Collegians, they've been impressive in this opening quarter. Defensively, very, very impressive. And it's really been the first time we've been able to see them really stretch out that back line. It was good work there from Hooper as well as Reed. Alec Reed really going across field, picking up his numbers, and found Onar out wide, and Onar still had a little bit of work to do. Got it onto Constable, and Josh Constable gets Collegians' first try of the night, as we see Jack Cross over on the eastern touchline trying to add the extras and put Collegians back in front. He's got a good boot cross. It looks good off the boot. It's coming around, and it's just pulled up short, so a good attempt there from Jack Cross. The score's levelled 4-4 in this first quarter of the VB Challenge Cup.
Cross,
just under 2 minutes remaining.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of the VB Challenge Cup final.
The Butchers looking for a big, deep kick-off here. Try and force an error. Collegians, they'll be looking to wind down the clock. A nice kick-off there from the Butchers, going into the arms of Manton. So Brad Manton to play the ball on his 20-metre line. They'll go to the open side. The back rower, Hicks, met strongly there from the two front rowers in Sirinen as well as Ruskin. Again to the open side through Thompson. Thompson looking to pierce the Butchers' defence. He can't. He's wrestled his way to the ground by the blue and white jumpers. Centre of the paddock, about 15 metres shy of the halfway line. They'll go back to the left through Phillips, and Phillips has met strongly one-on-one there from Gallagher up round his chest with the help of Sirinen and Ruskin. So Hooper on the last, a nice kick from Hooper, looking for space between Simpson and Higgins. It's fielded by Simpson, who'll bring it back crossfield, looking to go through the line. It was a great kick chase there from Collegians, and we've come up with an error, so it was good contact there from Collegians, forcing the error on Tom Simpson. So Collies, they'll be looking to quickly pack this scrum. We're into the last minute of this first quarter. The Butchers not too keen to pack the scrum. They'll just get their defensive line set very slowly. So there's 23 seconds remaining on the clock. Cross to feed the scrum. They'll go to the short side there. It's intercepted very well from Jake Walsh. Jake Walsh to Tower. Tower onto Crosland. Crosland brings it back infield. So how good was that read from the Butchers halfback? Absolutely sensational. Walsh didn't know that one was coming to him. It's found Fletcher. Full-time siren sounds. Fletcher down to the line. Tries to go through. He can't. He's brought down. So a very entertaining 20 minutes of rugby league in this VB Challenge Cup. Both sides go into the quarter-time break locked on the scoreboard. 4 points all. A try to Callum Tower and a try to Josh Constable. Both conversions waved away. We will take a short break and be back with you for all the action of the second quarter in this VB Challenge Cup between the Thirroul Butchers and the Collegians Collie Dogs. And then gold. Well, welcome back to Zeems Park. We're about to get underway for the second quarter in this grand final. The Butchers, they'll continue to run left to right for this quarter. They'll flip over after the halftime break. An entertaining display of rugby league witnessed by both these sides. A little bit of drop ball due to the wet conditions, but we've seen two great tries. One to Callum Tower out here on this right-hand fringe, and the other one to Josh Constable over on the eastern side. So we are all locked up 4-4. Points will be at a premium. Defensively, both sides have been very, very good, as we see. A nice kick-off there from Luke Gallagher. Inches from the sideline, but we've come up with the Collegians player putting his foot onto the white chalk on this western side. I tell you what, if he didn't put his foot onto the chalk, it would have been all the way for Brad Manton, because he showed unbelievable soccer skills there to chip it over the top and catch it himself. So that's been called back from the referee. The touchy finding. The Collegians player put his foot on the white chalk. So the Butchers, they'll feed the scrum. 15 metres out from the Collegians try line. They're stacked to the left, the Butchers here. to Tower. He'll take the first carry. Jinx at the line, steps, can't pierce the defensive line of Collegians. Centre of the paddock, 20 metres out. Johnson at acting half. Continue to go to the left side. Dane Clark on the field for the Butchers, the ex-Queensland Cup player down at Thirroul this season. Walsh goes across field, brings Sirenen back underneath him. Sorry, that's Gallagher. Jay Gallagher back underneath him. The Butchers 5 metres out. Johnson at acting half. A long ball to Walsh. Walsh goes crossfield. Picks up Clark again. Back off the grain. Gets the ball out to Walsh. Walsh with a nice long ball there. Picked up from Dodge. Dodge tries to fend off one. That he does. Looking to get free. He can't. He's brought down 4 metres from the try line. In that eastern corner. The Butchers stretch to the right. Johnson goes himself. He's brought down. Sorry, that's Fletcher on the last. Johnson at acting half. A long ball there to Walsh. Walsh looking for a repeat set. Puts the kick through. It's been fielded there from Collegians in the in-goal line. So it's a repeat set there for the Butchers. Great vision there from the Butchers. There, a nice kick through the chase. Equally as good. Putting pressure on Collegians. They couldn't do much with that kick except slam the pigskin into their in-goal line. So they'll have to drop it back out to Thirroul, and it's a nice drop out, 40 metres out to Fletcher. Fletcher fields that ball onto Clark, and Clark with his second carry for today brings that up to the 30-metre line. Brought down, centre of the paddock, Clark. Riley Lord onto the field for the Butchers. So a nice carry there from Lord. He'll just be told to go back a couple of metres and play the ball again to the open side. Johnson. So the back rowers for the Butchers getting involved. Centre of the paddock, Johnson skirts out. Finds Walsh. Walsh goes, dummies himself, trying to find gap. He can't. Brought down. 10 metres out to Tower at acting half. Goes the short side. Dummies looking for try two. He can't. Brought down inches. Crosland at acting half. Long ball to Walsh. Walsh looking for another repeat set. A nice kick there from Walsh. And it's grounded there by the by Collegians. So 2 repeat sets in a row for the Butchers. A lot of pressure on the Collegians defensive unit. This will be their 3rd set at Collegians, the Butchers, in only a matter of 5 minutes. So lots of pressure here early on Collegians. The dropout, it's a worm burner to Fletcher, and Fletcher onto Clark. It's like Groundhog Day of the last set of 6. That was the first carry in the last set for Clark. They'll go to the right. Sirenen brings it back in off the grain. There, in behind the ruck. Sirenen, a nice quick play the ball. Johnson loves them. He's out of acting half. Gets a short ball there to Lord, and Lord's spilled his biscuits there. So Collegians, they come up with a great defensive play there to shut down the Butchers. As we'll see, a double knock-on. First one to the Butchers, second one to Collies. So a very fast-paced start to this second quarter. Collegians standing up defensively beautifully there, stopping 3 sets of 6 at them from the Butchers. They'll get to feed the scrum 20 metres out from their try line. Very, very impressive there from the Butchers. From Collegians, sorry, defensively. There's Manton. He'll come in for a carry. Earns his side a penalty there. The Butchers too eager defensively in front of the touch judges there on that defensive stand. You see Collies kick for touch here. It's Hooper. He'll be looking for a nice deep kick. Sitting up in the air, so it's going to fall just 10 metres shy of the halfway line for Collies. So Manton taps it on his foot. Gives it on to the back rower in Spencer. Spencer gets to his feet, plays the ball. There's Phillips, the skipper. Crabbing crossfield over the halfway line, trying to bring it to the centre of the paddock. Trying to get to his feet. He's held down there from Sirenen. So Brody Rigg trying to take a quick tap and go, but the referee's not having a bar of that. Told Brody Rigg to bring the ball back. Collies will kick for touch. Again, inside Butcher's territory. Hooper with the ball, looking for a good touch finder. So it's a nice touch finder there from Hooper. Eventually, it'll land on the 30-metre line. Collegians, a huge chance here to post points. Manton to cross onto the skipper. Phillips brings it infield. About 28 metres out from the Butchers try line. So it's return serve now, pressure on the Butchers. Brodie Rigg jumps out of acting half. He's thrown the ball in to one of the Butchers players. It looks like Jared Whitty out there. And the ball's gone straight into Whitty. Whitty slammed it down. So the referee's calling that it was a knock on there from Whitty. So again, Collegians will feed the scrum, this time 25 metres out. So back-to-back sets here for Collegians, putting a mountain of pressure on this Butchers defensive unit. They'll go to the right. Hooper crabs crossfield, brings Onar back underneath him. Onar into space, tries to fend off Higgins. He can't. He's brought to the ground, 20 metres out. A huge chance here for Collegians. They'll go to the short. Phillips is brought to the ground, 12 metres out. They're coming back to the open side. Thompson, a short ball to the front rower. Dowell. Dowell's brought down, 5 metres out. A huge opportunity here for Collegians to go in front on the scoreboard. It goes to Cross, and Cross has just come up with an error. It's ended up with Whitty. So great work there from Jared Whitty, pouncing on that loose ball. Jack Cross just had too much time with the ball in front of him, and then he realised that the Butchers' defence was up on him. He's come up with an error. So the Butchers that time standing up defensively. Collies trying to return serve there. They couldn't. As the way it went down the other end of the field, the Butchers having repeat sets at the Collies line. So both attacking units have been outstanding. Both coaches would have to be pleased with the defence from both sides. As we see a penalty awarded to the Butchers. The two front rowers there, Dowell and also Sirenen, just having a few words to each other. So let's look for that battle for the remainder of the game. The Butchers tap the ball and go forward. Clark with a carry there. So cheeky 15 metres there from the Butchers. They'll go to the short side. Gallagher steps off that left foot, brings it back infield, gets the ball free. Gallagher gets it out to Johnson. Johnson then gets it on to Whitty. And Whitty bumps off one. He plays above his weight week in, week out, does Jared Whitty. We've seen that on display there again. Johnson out of acting half, steps on the right, looking for a gap. He's collared by his opposite number. Well, Brodie Rigg, that's all he could have done there, Brodie Rigg. He had to go high on Johnson because he absolutely bamboozled Johnson there. Johnson takes a quick tap onto Sirenen. Sirenen looking for the try line. He's inches. Watch for Johnson here. So dangerous. This time he passes to Walsh. Walsh goes back infield to Higgins. Higgins super quick with them feet. Dances, skips, brought down millimetres from the try line. A big chance here for the Butchers to post points. Johnson dummies, goes himself, looks to spin. He hits. Is he over? No. Just held up over into the field of play. Whitty at acting half. A long ball to Walsh. It's a wobbly pass. A shocker, actually. Ends it up with Fletcher. Fletcher goes crossfield. Dummies once, dummies twice. Looks for a gap. Can't. Brought down. 10 metres out from the try line. 10 metres in from the eastern sideline. The Butchers trying to post points. Gallagher shapes to kick. Goes himself. Gets the ball out the back. The wrong option there from Gallagher. Well, that one won't be accepted there from Jared Costello. They just had to play smart there, the Butchers, as we see one of the Butchers players absolutely bolting out of the line, trying to put a shot on one of the Collies boys. Looked like Ryan Fletcher there. I think a little bit of frustration crept in there for Ryan Fletcher to dart out of the line and try and put a shoulder charge on. The referee not having a bar of that, quite quick to blow the penalty there. And Collegians will kick for touch. A nice touch finder there from Hooper. So he'll bring it about 15 metres shy of the halfway line. Collegians trying to gain some metres through the middle of the paddock. They'll be looking to lean on their front rowers as well as the likes of Blake Phillips to get them over the halfway line here. Butchers defensive line trying to cramp them up in their own area. They'll go to the open side, Collegians. There's that man, Phillips. Tireless football player is Blake Phillips, week in, week out. An absolute standout. Rigg sees one marker in front of him, darts out, goes himself. He's over into Butcher's territory, brought down on the 40-metre line. Thompson at acting half. goes to the open side to Hooper, and Hooper puts it high in the air. All the chasers are onside. Pressure on Simpson, and Simpson's come up with that fumble there. Well, Tom Simpson, he had eyes on the ball for a second, and he's seen the black and red jumpers absolutely steaming down onto him. He's just come up with could possibly be a very costly error there. Collegians will feed the scrum 20 metres out from the Butchers' try line. And all the defence that the Butchers have been doing in the last 5 or so minutes, will it take its toll? Or will the Butchers stand up defensively and hold out Collegians again? They're set to the open side, Collies. Cross goes to the line, dummies. And he picks up a penalty for his side. The Butchers way too eager again there in defence. So another chance here for Collegians. The Butchers getting their line set. Phillips dances, brought down 10 metres out. They're stacked on the open side. That way they go. Thompson, Hooper, short ball there onto Dowell. And Dowell's brought down about 2 metres. Been pushed back there 4 metres from the Butchers' try line. Rigg goes himself. He's been brought down. Comes up with an error there. So a great tackle there from Ryan Fletcher from marker. Seen Brodie Rigg went himself. Dived over. Chopped out the legs of Brodie Rigg. And Rigg comes up with the error. Great work by the Butchers. So both sides really struggling to find a hole between the opposition's defensive unit. It's been a great defensive display so far by both teams. We'll just see if all this work comes into effect later on in the game. As the Butchers awarded a penalty, Collegians offside. So something that they've really harped down on in this game. Both sides, their line speed has been tremendous there. But the Touchies witnessing infringements at times with their defensive display, just a little bit too eager to make that tackle. So a nice touch finder there from the Butchers, about 15 metres shy of the halfway line. Tower taps it on the foot, dances at the line, looking for a gap. He can't. Brought down on the red stripe, 10 metres shy of the halfway line is Tower. He'll get up and play the ball. Johnson darts out to Gallagher. Gallagher will play the ball, smack on the halfway line. Johnson sees one marker in front of him, goes himself, picks up a very cheap 10 metres. So smart around that ruck is Joel Johnson. Walsh at acting half, pleading for a penalty. Pleas are not heard from the referee. He'll give it on to Noble. Fresh onto the field, Jack Noble. A nice 10 metre carry there from Noble. They're 30 metres out, the Butchers. Johnson skirts out, picks up another 10. They're 20 out now, the Butchers, on the last. Walsh is set to the right. That way they'll go. Walsh stabs it, looking for a repeat set. The kickers are all on. Bray mops that one up. It was a good mop up there from Andrew Bray. There, getting past the first tackle of Tower. And a nice scoot out of acting half there from Manton. So Manton's come up with an error. A good contact there from the Butchers. It looked like it was led by Jay Gallagher. Yes, it was. He's the one getting the accolades there from the Butchers' teammates. So now pressure back on to Collegians. Thirroul, they'll feed the scrum. 20 metres out from Collegians' try line. 4-all. No one's yet to trouble the scorer in this second quarter. We've just got over 5.5 minutes left in this VB Challenge Cup Grand Final. As we said, someone takes home the silverware and a big fat 5K check. Walsh feeds the scrum. Johnson at the base to Fletcher. Fletcher goes to the line. Tries to get out the back. He's met solidly in contact. It goes out the back. Simpson mops up. Simpson brings it back infield. So lucky there from the Butchers that Simpson was on the spot to field that ball. Good defence from Collegians. Gallagher, nice strong run. Bumps off one. Can't bump off the second one. Great run there, but it's been stripped out, or has it? No, we come up with another error. So Jay Gallagher with a great carry there. But it was good contact second up there from Collegians, forcing the error from Gallagher. So we'll pack the scrum both sides pretty much where it was packed only moments ago. This time, Collegians, they'll feed the scrum. They're 20 metres out. They'll be desperate to complete their set and get a good kick on the tail end the Butchers, they'll be looking to force yet another error. So cross feeds the scrum, and it's been caught round the knees there from the Collies player. He'll bring it up to his 20-metre line. That was Sergeant Wilson onto the field for Collegians. So the Thirroul line speed up on Collegians. There we go, another error. This time it was Saxon Onar just trying to get to his feet to play the ball. He's had a little bit of a bubble while getting to his feet. So in the last 2 minutes, I've lost count of the errors. My maths was never that good, but there's been a few. The Butchers feeds the scrum 30 metres out, centre of the paddock. They're cramped up tight to the left. Let's see what they will do. Dodgers just first man off the scrum. That's the way they're going to go. Nice line speed there from the Collegians fullback in Alec Ree. Straight up into the grill of Dodge early. Dodge couldn't make many metres there to the open side. Whitty, head down, bum up, carries that ball 10 metres, brought to the ground, 10 metres out, centre of the paddock. The Butchers left to right. They'll go to the right to Walsh. Walsh goes across field, brings Noble back underneath him. Noble backing his way through the defensive line, brought down 2 metres shy. Johnson, which way is he going to go? They're going to go to the open side, but comes up with a wayward pass there. Gallagher just couldn't read that pass there. We've come up with a mistake. There's going to be a penalty awarded to the Butchers. It looked like Collegians possibly offside. The view's just a little bit obstructed here due to this lighting pole. So Johnson with the ball 10 metres out. He'll tap it, give it on to the big front rower, Sirenen. Sirenen's met in a great tackle there from Collegians. They're stretched to the left, the Butchers. Johnson, a long ball to Fletcher. Fletcher goes to Gallagher. Gallagher's got space, brought down 2 metres shy. A big chance for the Butchers. Collegians looking to hold them out. Johnson darts out, looking to dive over, stretches out, slams the ball down. The Butchers hit the scoreboard again. Great try, Joel Johnson. I say it week in, week out. He is the best in the business. That close to the line. The skipper gets himself a try for tonight. It was only a matter of time there that one of these sides were going to crack defensively. We've had defensive sets back-to-back each side. We've seen it, Collegians back-to-back defensively, the Butchers back-to-back defensively. It went down back to the Collegians line there, and a couple of mistakes in a row there, turning the ball over. And eventually the Butchers held their nerve, held the ball, and crossed over. And a much easier kick here for Luke Gallagher to try and add the extras and put another 2 on the scoreboard for the Butchers. Collegians just couldn't hold out Joel Johnson there. They can't be too disappointed. They've been huge defensively so far in this game. As Gallagher will just take his time here, just over a minute remaining in this second quarter. 8-4 the scoreboard. The Butchers in front. Gallagher looking to add another 2. He's about 5 metres from centre on his non-preferred side. So Gallagher summing this one up. Bit of silence here at the moment while Gallagher takes this kick. He steps in, looks good. Flags are up for the first time today. Lukey Gallagher adds the extras for the Butchers. So the Butchers 10, Collegians 4. We're into the last 30 seconds of this first half of the VB Challenge Cup Grand Final. We see Andrew Bray just bringing the ball back to get us back underway. He'll place the ball on the tee. There's Bray with a big, deep kickoff. Straight down to Fletcher. Fletcher fields that one. And Sirenen bends his back, pushes off the back fence into the Collegians' defence. And again, Collegians off that kickoff, pushing the Butchers player back a few metres as we hear the halftime siren sound in this VB Challenge Cup. The Butchers, they'll go into the halftime break, 10 points to 4. They're a converted try in front. Joel Johnson, the try scorer in that quarter. Luke Gallagher with the goal. as we'll take a break here at Bar TV Sports. Live stream action from Zeems Park, Corrimal. 40 minutes remaining. Who will be the winner of the trophy and the $5,000 check? We'll be back for all the second half action very shortly. Well, welcome back to Zeems Park. The halftime break is done and dusted. Both sides back onto the field for what is going to be an absolute entertaining last half of rugby league. About to get underway for quarter number 3. Collegians running left to right this time on the screen. They will kick off to the Thirroul Butchers. And just looking down at the Butchers dugout and over to the Collegians dugout there, Jared Costello looking a little bit worried about his side there. A lot of drop ball in that game. And just looking over the Collegians bench, Nathan Fiend smiling a tad, even though he's behind on the scoreboard. He'd have to be impressed of what he's seen from his side defensively. As we are back underway, the big winger Andrew Bray with a nice big deep kickoff down to Fletcher. Fletcher gets it on to Sirinen carrying that ball in one arm, waving the other, brings it back infield. He'll bring it to the centre of the paddock, met by 3 of the Collies boys, pinning down Sirinen, stopping him from getting a quick play of the ball. There goes Gallagher. He's been busy there today, has Luke Gallagher. Again, they'll pepper that short side there through Ruskin. So the big boys getting involved early for the Butchers. The 2 props in the back row early. They'll hit the other back rower in Jay Gallagher. Super carry there from Jay Gallagher, earning his side 10 metres. They're 4 short of the halfway line. They'll go to the open side to Noble. So everyone in that forward pack having a run there in that set of 6. On the last, Johnson at acting half. It goes back to Walsh. Walsh puts it on the boot, splits the winger and the fullback. A good kick there from Walsh. Fielded there from Reed on the 10 metre line. The kick chase, good from the Butchers. Led the way from Fletcher and Johnson with the assistance of Ruskin. There's Manton coming in for a scoot for Collegians. He's brought down centre of the paddock on his 20 metre line. They'll go to the right side. Collegians that way through Sergeant Wilson. He's met strongly there by the blue and white jumpers. He's only made 2 metres there on that carry. They'll go back to the open side. There's the lock. Thompson attracts 3 of the Butchers players. 15 shy of the halfway line. Collegians back to the open through the skipper. Phillips dances at the line, can't get through it on the last. Still in their own territory are Collegians. It goes to Hooper. Hooper with a ton of pressure on him, but gets the kick away. Splits the winger and the fullback. It's fielded there by Tom Simpson. He'll be looking for a mistake-free second half, Tom Simpson. A good carry there first up from Simpson from the kick. Here goes Higgins. Geez, I'd like to see him in some open space tonight. He has got a motor on him. Those bright green boots there of Higgins. Again, they'll go to the open side to Tatawa. Trying to pierce the line does Tatawa. He can't. 10 metres shy from the halfway line. Over the halfway line they are now. The Butchers. Johnson to Ruskin. And Ruskin throws an absolute pass into the chest of the opposition player in Blake Phillips. I tell you what, Joel Ruskin must be colourblind because he looked up there, paused, and he passed it straight to Blake Phillips there. Get him tested. So Collegians over the halfway line now. We're trying to return serve onto the Butchers. It looks like Hicks is playing a little bit of acting half at the moment. Rigged to the sideline. So Hicks. Again goes to the left. Out the back to Cross. Cross goes out the back to Reed. And Reed's met front on there from a great defensive shot there from Tatawa. The Collies boys looking for a shoulder charge. There was nothing in that at all. It was just a great bit of contact there from Tatawa. Manton takes a scoot down the short. They're over to the open side. Cross puts it to the sky. It's high. Chases are all on. Pressure on Higgins. Higgins fields that very, very safely there. Well taken by the custodian there at the back. The Butchers camped up and cramped around the play the ball. Crosland comes for a carry, trying to get the Butchers out of their own area. They're all playing for a penalty. It's not heard by the referee. Dodge brings it back behind the play the ball. Gets to his feet and plays it quick. The short side they go again, the Butchers. Gallagher, nice run there from the back rower. Johnson at acting half, back to the open to Fletcher. Fletcher with a face ball there, ends up in the arms of Ruskin. It was a flat ball from Fletcher to Ruskin. So Ruskin on the last. He's 10 shy of the halfway line. It goes to short side, Fletcher. Fletcher puts a mully grubber kick through. It travelled about 30 metres, fielded by Constable. So Constable looks up, sees a wall of blue and white jumpers in front of him. Picked up, thrown on his back. Good contact there from the Butchers. Onar at acting half to the open side. To Reed. The fullback takes a carry. Hicks at acting half. again to the open side. Spencer. Well, he's met absolutely in a great front on tackle there from Jack Noble. To the right side, Thompson. And it looked like a shoulder charge coming in there on Gallagher. Not seen. Now it is picked up. Well, it was good contact there from the Butchers there. Gallagher come in from the side. And at first the referee hadn't spotted it. He had a call from his touchy. So Hooper, he'll find touch. And it'll put the Collegians boys in great field position to post points first in this third quarter. So Hooper's touch finder, not a big one, but he's picked up about 10 metres for his team. 35 out. Collegians. There's Hicks with the first carry. Met by Gallagher over the top with Fletcher underneath. Rigg onto the field. Hooper to Phillips. Phillips skips and dances. Been well marked up tonight, has Blake Phillips. Rigg jumps out. Gets it onto Cross. Cross got runners in motion. And it's a poor pass there from Cross. Ends up along the ground, but Reed fields the ball. Manton at acting half. They'll go the open side. Dow brings it back to the centre of the paddock. This will allow Rigg to create some magic here. He's got wheels in motion both sides. He'll go to the left to Cross. Cross darts to the line, puts a kick in. Pressure on Crosland. Crosland comes up with the error. He fumbles it. It ends up into the arms of one of the Collegians players, just trying to get confirmation on what player it is. I'll get that to you very shortly. But it was a nice kick there from Jack Cross. Put pressure on Crosland, and Crosland just come up with the error. And it's a try to Collegians. Great work there from Collegians. I thought he took the wrong option there, Jack Cross. When he went to the line and put the kick in, I thought he had some players in motion out wide. But that's why he's on the field and I'm up here on the microphone. He knew best. And Jack Cross there trying to add the extras and level up the score. 7 minutes gone in this third quarter and a chance for Collegians to level up on the scoreboard. So Cross with the attempt here, sums this one up, steps in, looks good off the boot, it's high, flags are up, the scores are all locked up here
By Jack Cross.
at Zeems Park. We are 10-all in this third quarter. 12 and a half minutes remaining in this VB Challenge Cup final. Thirroul Butchers v the Collegians Collie Dogs. This one looks like it is going to go all the way, the whole distance. A nice deep kick off there, lands in the hand of Manton. Manton filled that ball. He'll have a 10-metre carry. He's 5 in from the eastern touchline, Manton. Turtled on his back, gets to his feet, plays the ball. It goes out the back to Phillips, the skipper. He's come up with an error. Good contact there from the Butchers. And it's a big chance here for the Butchers to hit back. We've seen what happened last time. One of these sides didn't complete their set from points after the kickoff resulted in the opposition scoring points. Can the Butchers do it? Back to Collegians. They're on the charge, the Butchers. Johnson darts out of acting half, goes to Walsh, got to Tower, back underneath him. He's looking for two, flicks the ball out to Johnson. Johnson to Higgins. Higgins looking for broken play. He's been brought down 10 metres out. They're stretched to the left, the Butchers, but they're going to go the short side. Johnson to Jay Gallagher. Jay Gallagher stretching out, no. Brought down 1 metre shy of the Butchers. Big backline shift play happening about that we see here from the Butchers. Walsh goes to the line, palms off one, trying to get the ball free. He can't. Puts onto the deck, 5 metres out Walsh. Johnson, last time he was this close, he scored. He goes out, short ball to Ruskin. Ruskin looking for a try, but it's been called forward. So we've had a look, must have come from the referee, that forward pass, because the referee was in the defensive line there. The touchies were on the spot. So it's not the first time we have seen that happen today. So Collegians defence standing up there, the Butchers just coming up with a slight error there, resulting in them handing the ball over. So Hooper feed the scrum 10 metres out. Looks like Manton will get the first carry. It goes out that way to Brad Manton. So he'll make 5 metres on the carry. He's met a wall of blue and white jumpers. The Butchers laying all over Manton at the moment. Rig out of acting half to the big number 13, Thompson. And Thompson's met strongly from the Butchers up in his grill. They haven't allowed him much room today either. Rig out of acting half, dummies, goes himself, tries to pinch a few cheap metres there up the middle of the field. He can't. He's 15 shy of the halfway line, Rig. Hooper at acting half to Phillips. And Phillips attracting 3 of the Butchers players, trying to put Phillips on the ground. Eventually, they do that. 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Rig at acting half to the open side to Hooper. And Hooper puts it on the boot. Sees the winger up in Crosland. It sits up nicely between Crosland and Higgins. Fielded eventually from Crosland, and there's a good kick chase there from Collegians. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still 6 of the Butchers players trying to get back on side. The Collegians line speed sensational in that defensive display. Trying to cramp Thirroul up in their own area. Tatawa trying to relieve a little bit of pressure there onto the Butchers. He can't. He's only at his 15 metre line. Collegians, again, good line speed. They're up over the 20 now, the Butchers. Back to the open side, the Butchers go through Dodge. Dodge brings it back behind the ruck. Nice carry there from Dodge. Up to the red stripe. 8 metres shy of the halfway line on the last. Johnson darts out, kicks, goes himself. And it's a poor kick there from the skipper. Out on the full. Well, uncharacteristically there from the skipper. Usually so good with his kicking game there. That one just sailing over the eastern touchline. And just looking down to the left, I think Jared Costello's thrown half a bottle of water out of his hand there. Not too happy about the tail end of that set. And he shouldn't be. It should have been better than that. It's a big chance back here for Collegians. There's Hicks with the first carry onto the 40 metre line. They'll continue to go the right. Hooper, bring Hicks back underneath him. Twisted in that tackle there, Hicks. He'll get up a little bit gingerly there. Back to the open side. Rig onto Dow, and Dow picks up 10 for his team. They're 30 metres out centre of the paddock. They'll go to the left-hand side. Cross, short ball there to the back rower, and it's come up forward. Well, we've seen it down the other end moments ago. We've seen it again. The players just going to the line and just leaving that pass a little bit too late. And it was Spencer there on the receiving end of that forward pass from Cross. So Butchers feed the scrum 20 metres out from their own try line. Tatawa been super busy, and there he goes. He gets his side a penalty, cops a high one for his effort there. From it looked like Brad Manton, just getting him round the chops there. Walsh, it's not going to go the distance, and it hasn't. Constable's fielded that one. So the kick, the touch runner from Walsh, not finding touch there. Constable catching that ball, bringing it over the halfway line. They're into Butcher's territory again, Collegians. Hicks, strong carry, beats the first defensive effort from Fletcher. Can't beat the second. They're 35 metres out, Collegians. They're on the attack through Thompson. Thompson brings it back infield. He'll attract 3 of the Butchers players. Brought down on the 30 metre line. A huge chance here for Collegians. Again, they go the open side. Phillips shapes to pass. He doesn't. Goes himself. He's 20 metres out centre of the paddock. Riggett acting half. He'll go himself. That he does. Scoots out dummies. Great run there from Brody Rigg. Earns his side a penalty there. It was always going to be on the cards there. Brody Rigg seen that there was lazy markers in front of him, so a chance here for Collegians to kick a goal and go 2 points in front. I think they'll keep the foot on the accelerator. That's what they do. Spencer with a very strong carry there. He's brought down 2 metres shy of the try line. Rigg to Hooper. Hooper with a flat ball to Hicks. Hicks looking to cross. He can't. The Butchers wrapping up Hicks there, inches from the try line. They're stacked to the short. They're stacked to the open. Rigg with options. Goes to the line, dummies, looks, dives, try. Great work there from Brody Rigg. No, he's brought up centimetre from the line. He's been told to play the ball. Cross, dummies, can he cross over? Gets the ball out, gets the arm free. Reed to Hooper. Hooper brought down eventually. What entertaining display here from Collegians. Rig, cross puts it on the boot, looking for his outside backs, but it's fielded well there from Hayden Crosland. He wasn't going to have another mistake, Hayden Crosland. He wasn't going to cough the ball up twice. The pressure on the Butchers here. Collegians, great effort there from Jack Cross, going to the line, putting that nice cheeky kick through. Last time he done that resulted in points. This time it's resulted in a repeat set. So pressure on the Butchers here. Can they withhold Collegians out with another set of 6 at their line? We will find out in a few moments here. There's Walsh with the mully grubber of a dropout, the old worm burner. And it's fielded there, passed on to big Jake Woods. Woods brings it back into the centre of the paddock. Put on his back there from the Butchers. They'll go to the open side, continue that way through Thompson. So they've got their halves on the right and the left here, Collegians. They've got options both sides of the ruck. They'll go to the right to Hooper. Hooper goes to the line, brings in Onar underneath him, and Saxon Onar brought down 5 metres shy. Rig out of acting half. Who's looking for a try? Can he dive over? I think he has. Brody Rig scored a try. Well, great work there from the number 9. He's been so dangerous out of there all game. And there we see a display of a very, very good rugby league player. He's seen that there was an option in front of him. He backed his own ability and went himself. Brody Rig puts Collegians back in front here. 14 points to 10. Kick to come. And it's just 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter of the VB Challenge Cup. Collegians looking very, very good there. But the Butchers just couldn't hold out. Back-to-back sets there from Collegians. So Jack Cross with a probably his easiest attempt for tonight in the centre of the field, right in front of the green dot, down the southern end. And Cross to put his side a converted try in front. It looks like Jared Costello opting to put 2 of his big guns back on the field in Siren and also Noble. So Jack Cross steps into this one. It's perfect off the boot. Straight down the middle of the sticks. Adds the 2 points to the scoreboard. Collegians 16, the Butchers 10. Well, this will show all the Butchers supporters how much the Butchers have got behind. They've got in them. They haven't been behind on the scoreboard yet in the pre-season. As we touched on earlier on, they've amounted 96 points in 2 games of rugby league, and they've only had 4 points scored against them up until tonight. Collies, they've put 16 on them so far. 2.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Gallagher, a nice deep kick down to the eastern sideline there. It's fielded. Manton gives it on to the front rower in Dow, and Dow brings that first carry back. Sorry, that's Jake Woods. Woods getting to his feet eventually to the skipper, Phillips. Phillips brings it back to the centre of the paddock. The Butchers' defence up early. They'll be looking for good line speed here to hold down Collegians in their own area. A good second effort there from Phillips trying to get to his feet. Thompson brings it back behind the ruck. Thompson attracts 3 of the Butchers players. The Collies boys on a roll here in this set of 6, only 2 metres shy of the halfway line. They'll go to the short side there. It's a sloppy pass there from Rig, eventually picked up there by the front rower in Woods, and Woods is brought to the ground. And we've come up with an error there. A bit of a coach killer there, that one. We've seen it numerous times throughout this game on the back end of points. The team just can't seem to complete the set of 6. So Butchers, 1.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. They'll feed the scrum 40 metres out. So just see one of the Collies players there seeking the attention of the trainer. No time off in this. The referee hasn't called time off as of yet. So he's going to let the Collies player stumble his way over to the sideline. So we'll just wait. Now the referee's called time. So let's hope that the Collegians player, it's only a minor injury, and we can see him back on the field tonight. So 48 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Collegians in front by 6. And we'll get back underway in just a few moments. We'll just see big Josh Dowell come onto the field to replace Jake Woods, who just came off injured. So Dowell will make his way to the front of the scrum and pack in. So Butchers, can they create something here? 45 seconds left on the clock. Dodge tries to get that arm free. Higgins was pushing up through the middle. It would have been good if he could get that arm free for the Butchers supporters tuning into this live stream action. As we see Ruskin, a nice 10-metre carry there from the evergreen Joel Ruskin. Back to the right, Johnson to Sirinen. Sirinen looking for a hole in the defensive line. He can't find one. Brought down 12 metres out. Johnson back to the left. Noble goes to the line. Strong carry, trying to get the arm free. He can't. 20 seconds remaining. Can this defensive unit crack? The Butchers will be hoping so. Fletcher, a good face ball to Dodge. Dodge, can he barge over? I think he's going to be held up. He is. A great effort there from Luke Dodge. But what about the defensive effort from Collegians? Nathan Feen must be smiling from ear to ear after that effort. There was a huge chance there for Luke Dodge to put the ball down and get a try in the last dying seconds of the third quarter. But he's held up there from Collegians. As the third quarter siren sounds here at Zeems Park. Collegians in front by 6, 16 points to 10 over the Thirroul Butchers. We'll take a short break and we'll be back for the last quarter of this VB Challenge Cup. The winner taking home a beautiful piece of silverware and a huge fat 5K check courtesy of VB. We'll be back shortly after this short break. Well, welcome back to Zeems Park for this last quarter. It's quarter 4 of the VB Challenge Cup between Collegians and the Butchers. 20 minutes remaining on the clock. Collegians ahead by 6, 16 points to 10, courtesy of a James Spencer try, as well as a Brody Rigg try in that third quarter. 20 minutes remaining. Who will take home this silverware? As we see Ruskin with the first carry from the kickoff. The Collegians boys looking to jam the Butchers up early and keep them in their own area. Luke Gallagher with a strong carry for the Butchers up over his 20-metre line. They'll continue to go to the right side. There goes Sirinen. Sirenen with a big, strong carry. Carries 4 of the Collies players. Eventually 3 of them put him to the ground. They'll continue to go that way. Walsh brings Jay Gallagher back underneath him. Good carry there from Jay Gallagher. He's about 5 metres shy of the halfway line, Gallagher. Johnson, long ball back to the open. It's a wayward pass. Comes up in the arms of Fletcher. So a little bit of miscommunication tonight in the Butchers camp there. We've seen that a couple of times. A pass gone stray. On the last, Walsh. He'll be looking for a deep kick. It's a good kick there from Walsh, but it's fielded very well there from Alec Reid. Good field position there from Reid, reading that kick very well, and he'll bring it just shy of his 30-metre line. Constable, he'll take the first scoot of the set. He's met in a wall of blue and white jumpers there that push Constable back 2 metres. So he's about 15 metres shy from the halfway line. Collegians. That is Brad Manton scooting out of acting half. They'll go to the open side. Dow labouring his way up to the line there. The Butchers line speed quick onto Dow. Dow only making 2 metres there. Again, they'll go that right side to Hooper. Hooper will find the kick. He splits the fullback and the winger. Higgins comes around, feels the ball. You can't miss him with them bright boots. Carries that ball back about 10 metres. He's met by Thompson and also the kicker in Hooper. Butchers to the right. Simpson coming in to help out his forwards. Pumping the leg, Simpson. Brought to the ground. 3 of the Collegians players doing the job on Tom Simpson. Simpson looking for a quick play the ball there. A second effort there from Collegians, holding Simpson down, resulting in a penalty. So a relieving penalty for the Butchers. And a big touch finder there from Fletcher. It's a massive one. It's landed close to the 20-metre line. So that's a great touch finder there from Ryan Fletcher. That's put the Butchers in good stead here. Pressure applied on Collegians here. Their defensive unit has to stand up here and hold the Butchers out. A good carry there from Gallagher. 10 metres out. The Butchers to Sirenen. Sirenen goes to the line. Puts it out to Fletcher. Fletcher gets it to Luke Gallagher. And Luke Gallagher backs his way into the defence. Brought down 5 metres shy. Johnson at acting half. He'll dummy. Go himself. He's looking for another one. He can't. He's held up, standing in the tackle. They'll go to the right. Fletcher to Walsh. Walsh dummies, goes himself. Can't split the line. Great defensive work here from Collegians, as it's been all night. So Walsh, 3 metres out. Fletcher to Johnson. Johnson dummies. Picks up Dodge. Dodge has got some room in front of him. Brought down. Last tackle. Fletcher gives it to Walsh. Walsh puts it on the ground. He's looking for his runners, but it's well fielded there from James Spencer. Great work there from Collegians back rower Spencer. He was in the right spot at the right time, and he grasped that ball so well in these conditions. So the Collegians defence again standing up to the task. They've been super tonight in defence. Reid brings that ball out, gives it on now to Onar. So a couple of good carries there from Collegians. They're 12 metres shy of the halfway line early in this tackle count. Hicks darts out of acting half. He's met strongly there from the Butchers. And the pressure on Cross there. Great pressure there from the Butchers. The pass wasn't very good to Cross. And you could probably hear through this live stream action, the Butchers were just yelling out pressure, pressure, pressure. And I'm sure Jack Cross just looked up to see who was coming there and took his eyes off the ball for a fraction of a second. And he's come up with an error. He's been very, very good with that 6 on his back tonight in replacement of Jared Boyle. Huge boots to fill for the youngster, and he's doing a stellar job tonight for Nathan Feen. A couple of interchange cards in front of us starting to get passed around. The Butchers looking to mix things up. And there's Ruskin with a carry, gets up to his feet, plays the ball. Johnson gives it on to Gallagher. So it looks like we've had a bit of positional change here. Looks like Fletcher's playing a bit of 9 and Johnson might be going out to 7. Fletcher darts out of acting half, goes himself. He's brought down. A very good number 9 in his own right is Ryan Fletcher. Walsh back on the inside to Noble. Noble spins in that tackle, gets the arm free, but it's just thrown on the ground there. Ends up in the turf. No one wanted it. The Collies players wanted it. Thompson gets the ball, picks up the scrap so well. Here's the fullback, the custodian Reid. A strong carry there on the right-hand side, getting his side out of the red zone. Constable at acting half. He'll take a scoot. Thirroul trying to really muscle up defensively here and cause an error, led by Fletcher and also Ruskin. Back to the short side here. Go Collegians through Sergeant Wilson. And Sergeant Wilson met heavily there from Gallagher. Well, no love lost in that tackle there. They'll continue to go to the short side. Phillips one-on-one with Dodge and also with the assistance of Fletcher. So massive contact here in this set of 6. Hicks out of acting half. Kicks it off his left foot. It's a poor kick. Ends up into the arms of Johnson. Johnson gets it out the back, but it's come up with an error. We'll just see which way this call goes. I think it could be Thirroul with the first knock on. We'll just wait for confirmation from the referee. As we see one of the Butchers players just down on his haunches in the middle. Quite not sure who it is at the moment. Just trying to look around to see who's on their feet. Looks like someone's taken one to the head. It could be Higgins. I can't see any fluoro boots out there, so it might be Blake Higgins down on his back. And that's who it is. He's getting rolled over now. So he's just stretching it out, Blake Higgins. So let's hope he is okay and can continue on in this game. But it looks like there might be a change here. We've got young Jamin Tiata at the sideline here. So definitely, yes, he's going to replace Higgins. And Higgins gets the help of veteran strapper Pete McIntyre with the assistance of Luke Shields here, carried off the field. So let's hope it's not too serious for Higgins. He's been impressive for Thirroul in this pre-season. And let's hope it's nothing too bad. Tiata on the field for Higgins. We've seen Tiata score 2 great tries last week against Berkeley. So he'll be looking to hit the scoreboard again. So I'd say Crosland would probably move back to fullback and Tiata will go out onto that right-hand wing. As we see, Crosland has played a little bit of fullback over the years for the Butchers. We'll turn our attention to Collies and see what they can produce here with Thompson with a carry over the halfway line. Brought down on the red stripe there, 40 metres out centre of the paddock. Hicks at acting half to Cross. Cross goes across field, brings Manton underneath him, but Manton's met from the Butchers' defence back to the open side. Dowell puts the ball under his arm, head down, bum up Dowell with a carry into the Butchers' defensive line. He'll make 10 metres, so they're about 30 out. Collegians. Hicks to Hooper, and Hooper with a stray pass there. Finally fielded by Reed. Reed dummies. He'll end up going to the ground with the ball. Dodge, Fletcher doing the job on Reed. On the last tackle, they're going to the short side. It's in the arms of Onar, and Onar kicks that ball back infield, scoops it back up. It's hot potato football here from Collegians. They've got wheels in motion, and it's a great try there too, Brad Manton. Well, it was a bit of luck there from Collegians, but you got to take your luck in rugby league, and that's what Collies have done there. Hot potato football, resulting in a long pass there from Spencer, and it ended up with Manton, and Manton with an open line in front of him, crosses for an entertaining try. Collegians extend their lead 20 points to 10, 12 minutes remaining, and it's an absolutely shell-shocked Thirroul Butchers bench at the moment.
Try to Collies was scored by number 4, Brad Manton. Makes Collies 20, leading Thirroul 10. Go in the game.
So the Butchers, they're all huddled up behind the goalpost there. Heads down in the Butchers camp at the moment, but it's all cheers for the Collies boys. A brilliant display defensively from Collies, but their attack has been so impressive as well at times when they've held the ball. It's good signs for Nathan Feen and his men. A lot of new faces into this Collegians outfit, and to make it even more impressive, no Jared Boyle, who for my mind is in the top couple of players in this competition, and when you take him out of this Collegians side, they tend to do drop off a little bit at times. He's a massive plus when he is in this side, but all credit to Jack Cross for filling in so well today for Jared Boyle. And the Collegians boys really standing up
in the VB Challenge Cup final
to the Butchers.
Collies leading,
and it's 20 points to 10, 10 minutes remaining. in this game as Gallagher gets us back underway with a nice kick-off there. Picked up by Bray down there on that left-hand wing. He'll bring it back infield. Cross is down at acting half. He'll give it onto the front rower in Dow, and Dow's met strongly by three of the Butchers players. They've got their intent here to really try and force an error and hold Collegians in their own red zone. Phillips, which feels like it's been his 50th carry for the day, puts it under his arm and goes right. He's clutching at his calf here, Phillips. He's not looking too well. Finally gets to his feet, but it could be a little bit of trouble here for Blake Phillips. Very gingerly, he's resting on that right foot. Looks like when he puts pressure onto it, he's having a bit of bother, but he's tough as nails, Blake Phillips. Gets to his feet, plays the ball. Let's see if he comes off or not, because it'll be a massive loss if Phillips comes to the sideline. He's walking, which is good. So Thompson wrestling to get to his feet. They'll go to the right side. Sergeant Wilson, he's met Fletcher as well as Dodge, but they're all too eager, the boys with the blue and white jumpers. They'll give away a penalty. Phillips is coming to the sideline. He'll be replaced by Jake Woods. So a bit of a blow there for Collies with their skipper coming off the field. So Hooper going for the touch finder. It's a good touch finder there from Hooper. It's going to land about 30 metres out from the Butchers' try line. So a chance here for Collegians to extend their lead. Constable passes into Cross. Cross will tap it on his foot. Long ball to Hooper. Hooper to the front rower in Woods. Woods brings it to the centre of the paddock. So they're about 25 metres out. Collegian, centre of the paddock. They're going to go to the left. Thompson gives it out the back to Rockow. And Rockow gives it on to Reed. And Reed, it'll eventually be brought to the ground by three of the Butchers players. So Cross at acting half to Dow. Dow with another carry. Brings it back to the centre. This is giving options to Cross, who's playing acting half at the moment. It's a long ball to Thompson. Thompson shapes the pass, goes off the right, looking for the try line. He's eventually held up by three of the Butchers players. So Cross still at acting half. He's got options left to right. He's going to go to short ball to the front rower in Dow. Dow looking to cross, and that he has. Great front rower's try there from Josh Dow. But what about the ball from Jack Cross? He held it up right into the last minute and had a steaming front rower in Josh Dow to put him under the sticks. Collegians extend their lead 24 points to 10. Well, isn't this a classy Collegians outfit we are witnessing tonight here at Zeems Park? They have been outstanding defensively, superb, and now we're seeing their attacking flair and what they can do. The Butchers are absolutely shell-shocked. Jared Costello just looking to interchange and rotate his players at the moment. As we'll look down to the sideline, there's more of the cards getting handed around, so we'll see Riley Lord, Mitch McLackerstein, and also Pat rolling onto the field. We'll see who they replace, and for Collegians, we'll see Jake Bell and also maybe Fletcher winning. Is it coming? No, it's going to be Isaac Bowman come onto the field for Collegians. So Jack Cross here to convert the try from Josh Dow. And it'll be a very easy conversion here for Cross as he steps in, knocks that one over with ease. So Cross adds another goal to his tally for tonight. So Jack Cross, he's kicked a few tonight. Doing a great job there with the 6 on his back. So 26 points to 10. Collegians over Thirroul. Gallagher gets us back underway as he's done a few times today. It's a nice kick-off there from Gallagher. Nearly into the corner post there. The try scorer in Dow pushes off the back fence and takes the first carry, but he's come up with an error there. So the Butchers, 6.5 minutes remaining in this grand final, the VB Challenge Cup. They'll be looking to post some late points here. I think it might be too late for the Butchers. but they'll be looking for a little bit of credibility to bounce back on the scoreboard. As we'll see, Walsh feed the scrum. Johnson out of the scrum, so Fletcher is playing 9. There's Johnson. On to Lord. And Lord, he'll take the carry. Trying to get up and play the ball. And it was a good effort there from Lord, trying to get and play the quick play of the ball. It's tapped on the foot by Fletcher. Fletcher just way too smart. Puts it on his boot. Goes over the try line and slams the ball down. No, he's been told to go back. Well, that took a while for the referee to let him know what was going on. Nevertheless, we'll go back to all the action. Fletcher taps it, gives it on to Ethan George on the field for the Butchers. So he's told to play the ball. It goes to the left, Johnson. Johnson goes to the line, to Gallagher. Gallagher dummies, goes himself, looking for the try line, stretches out, try to Josh Gallagher. Luke Gallagher, sorry. So Luke Gallagher hits back on the scoreboard for the Butchers. So just under 5 minutes remaining, the Butchers hit the scoreboard, 14 points to 26. I tend to feel it is too late for a comeback, but the Butchers, they won't die wondering.
Try the Thirroul, scored number 11, Luke Gallagher.
So Luke Gallagher here trying to convert his own try. He's 20 metres out, 10 metres in from the sideline. A big kick, this one. Looks good off the boot. It's curling back and he's got it. A great kick there from the back rower. Luke Gallagher converts his own try.
That's 26 Collies, Thirroul 16. 4 minutes to go in the VB Challenge Cup final.
So 4 minutes remaining. The Butchers behind by 10. They're going to have to get 2 converted tries here to pinch back this lead and get back in front. A converted try and a try will get them level. But the clock is fully against them here. They really need to score here off this kickoff to have a shot at clawing back Collegians on the scoreboard. Cross gets us back underway. It's a nice deep kickoff there, down to the throat of Fletcher, and Fletcher gives it on to George. Ethan George, a good strong carry there. He gets up, a quick play the ball. Fletcher in at acting half. He'll take a scoot, looking for a penalty. The pleas of the Butchers are not heard from the referee, trying to get them offside. There's Riley Lord. So good metres here early in the set from the Butchers. They're 12 metres shy of the halfway line. Johnson out of acting half, dummies, goes himself, looking to get that arm free. He can't. He's wrapped up there from Rockow with the assistance of Cross. Plays the ball to the right. Walsh out to Thirroul. Thirroul back into Crosland. And Crosland trying to find a gap in this Collegians defence that's been so good tonight. He can't. He'll play the ball. Johnson to the short side, to Thirroul. Chips it, trying to look for a regather. Collies have knocked it on. It's end up with Thirroul in the hands. 6 again for the Butchers. Well, they're 28 metres out from the try line. 2.5 minutes remaining in this game. They need to score now. Mitch Lackerstein onto the field. He'll take his first carry. And it's going to be a penalty awarded to the Butchers. Collegians all offside. They're going to have to hurry. Lackerstein puts it on his foot, taps it to Walsh. Walsh goes to the line, out the back to Fletcher. They've got wheels in motion in the Butchers. Crosland to Dodge, and Dodge met defensively so well there. It looked like Fletcher winning. A great shot there from the youngster. Fletcher out of acting half, looking for a gap. Gets it free. The Butchers have got a chance, but they've just come up with a knock on there. So Big Clark got the arm free, tried to get it on to Riley Lord, but have come up with an error. Under 2 minutes remaining in this game. Well, it does really look like that Collegians will lift this trophy up at full time and take home that big fat check. The Butchers a little bit shocked down in their camp. They've had 2 very, very impressive wins in this pre-season. Collegians only scraping through marginally in their wins over Wests, Helensburgh and also Corrimal. But they've brought their A game to Zeems Park today and have been super impressive in this game over the Thirroul Butchers. as we are approaching the last minute of play. 26 points to 16. Collegians in front as we're into the last minute here. Collegians, they're just going to play safe football, get it out of their own area. There's Nicholson having a carry onto the field for Collegians, so Nathan Fiend opting to use all his players in this last quarter, as it's a nice kick there from Collies, fielded by Crosland. Crosland going to the line, looking for space, can't find any space. Fletcher at acting half, he gives it on to Rolling, and Rolling will take his first touch of the ball in this game, his first carry in first grade. They'll pepper that open side. Walsh looking for a 40-20. It's also Tatawa is onside, and it's a good chase there from Tatawa, but it was well read there from Bowman. Bowman fields that ball. Collies come up with the error, so there's 8 seconds left. The Butchers knock it on, so it's a two-way knock on here, and that'll be all she wrote. We're into the last dying seconds of the game, and there is the full-time siren of the VB Challenge Cup. Collegians victorious over the Thirroul Butchers, 26 points to 16. And both sides, well, it was a blockbuster of a game. And Collies coming out victorious. They were the most impressive side out there, and the scoreboard does reflect that. Defensively, they were so good throughout that game. The Butchers really peppered their line early, and they stood up to the task. On the flip side, the Butchers, they laid it down numerous times to Collegians. They got through on 3 occasions there, but Collies towards the tail end of that game really started to show off their attacking flair and put points on the board. Congratulations to Collegians and Nathan Fiend's men. Commiserations to the Butchers and Jarrett Costello's men. As we see
to
Collies just coming in here to do the presentation. Will stay with us throughout this presentation.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Carlton United Breweries for their continued support of the local league, in particular the VB Cup Challenge. I'd like to call on Tony Butcher from Carlton United Breweries to do the presentation to Collegians.
So we'll just go through the presentation here. The sponsor of the VB Challenge Cup, VB, to present Blake Phillips, the skipper of Collegians, with the trophy.
Congratulations, Blake.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. Thirroul, great display there. It looks like he's will be the benchmark again this year. And thank you, VB or Carlton. Who we got? Both. Well, I'll have a few later.
And there we go with Blake Phillips lifting the first piece of silverware for 2019. Collegians victorious in the VB Challenge Cup. As we see the sponsorship sign of VB just going over to the Collegians boys. They'll get a photo with the trophy and also the VB signage. A couple of photographers out there getting the first bit of winning photography for 2019. The Butchers walking off the field, heads down, but as Blake Phillips said in that speech, that they were going to be the benchmark for 2019. I think he's right in what he said. They will be the benchmark. Also, Collies as well, you can't take away from what they put on the field today. They were outstanding in beating Thirroul, and I'm sure we're going to witness a few big battles between these two sides throughout 2019 going into the tail end of the season. I'm sure we'll see both these sides at the pointy end of season 2019. Congratulations to Collegians on the victory. Well, that is another VB Challenge Cup Grand Final run and won Collegians victorious in 2019, Western Suburbs victorious last year in 2018, West won it in 2018, the VB Challenge Cup. They went on to win the grand final in the Illawarra League. Can Collegians do the double? We'll find out in September, but tune in for all the live stream action throughout the Illawarra competition in 2019. Bar TV bringing you all the action. This is Johnny Pett signing out for Bar TV Sports for tonight. I'll see you all in round 1 for the Illawarra competition. Enjoy the weekend and have a great week.